Okay, so if people are seeing demons, people are reporting that they are seeing demons, they are seeing people that they have seen before with scary eyes and, okay, weird things. They're seeing paranormal activity. And some people are even asking, they're wondering, why is this only happening to Americans? I don't think it's because it's not true and they're making things up. I think it's because there are some people who culturally will keep things to themselves if something's weird or strange because they don't want anyone to think they're weird because they're afraid. And I think that there are some cultures that believe in sharing. And that's the only reason why many of these experiences are being shared from people, from Americans. But I have come across people in South Africa and from other countries who are also sharing these experiences, paranormal experiences on social media. Does it mean that is it true or false? You have to understand the laws of our universe to understand that we don't all live in the same world. This is a matrix. This is being constructed, and we have agreements on a soul level that we see things in the same way or a similar way when we're in the same room, but we're all having a different experience. You can take 5 or 10 people from the very same experience and they will give you different accounts of what happened. There will be differences in their story, in what they perceived, in what the color of the wall was, and that is really because we literally perceive a different reality. We perceive our reality through this lens that is us. And the lens that is us and how we perceive our reality depends on our state of being. What is our dominant frequency? What is the frequency that we hold active? So are these people telling lies? No, they are not. They are having these experiences. Does it mean that the world is going to be destroyed, that we're coming under attack? No, we have been under attack. We have been under attack by ourselves, our brothers and our sisters. We have There are those of us who have come here to elevate the collective consciousness so that we can stop, so we can move away from separation consciousness and stop seeing evil and darkness and enemies everywhere in the world. Because when you see that, that is a declaration of who you are. And someone that feels unsafe becomes defensive and they become dangerous. We have been the danger and the destruction. And we've contributed to that, to what we call evil and darkness in the world. So yes, they're having these experiences because these realms have always existed. Those of us who have the gift, the ability to see, and I have since I was a little girl, we've seen these things. We access these realms. It's a different frequency, but you can access it. And when you are terrified because you have a lot of fear belief going, you automatically tune into those realms. In part one, I shared how that works. The best analogy is a radio station. You got to tune into the frequency. Another analogy is I'm not going to be involved in an accident or even know that there was an accident on the highway if I'm using a rural road. I'm in a different vicinity. So in order for me to have these experiences, I have to be a frequency match. I have to be in that vicinity vibrationally. So if people are seeing or talking to you about demons and the evil around them that they see in the world, which realm do you think they exist in? They could be having a conversation with you and you don't exist in that realm. Because we can move from frequency to frequency. We can move from one dimension to the other based on our frequency, just like a radio station. We can tune in and out of of all the channels in one day. You're doing that. People are doing that and they don't realize it. And for those who are constantly seeing demons and evil in the world, that is the dimension, the realm that they exist on, because that is the match to their frequency. Does that make them bad people? No. We have free will. Everything is duality. We are in the middle of the split. We are literally separating. There's an organic, natural split taking place where we are separating between the 5D and the 3D world. The 3D world being fear-based and conditional and feeling like your whole life and your world depends on what other people do or don't do for you. It's victimhood. It's slavery, it's mental slavery and emotional slavery, and those are the people that are going to dig deeper into their religious beliefs because religion is very, very controlling and fear-based. It just is. It wasn't meant to be that way. And then there are those who have moved into 5D consciousness. Does that mean that we are separate? No. It is a frequency. This perception of reality is not real. It is a frequency. It is a matrix, people. It is an illusion. We perceive reality through the lens that is us. Okay, it has been created for us, for our advantage. So, there is no good or bad. Those who have chose to remain in the 3D might still shift. Some of them will stay there. They are the direct contrast. Life is like a scale. To have balance, you have those who are in unconditional love, and you have those who are in fear. If there's nothing in the scale where there's fear, then it's going to weigh heavier, it's going to be out of balance. So they serve the collective by making that choice. Whether they are conscious or unconscious about it, we all have a guidance system. We all have a soul. And we're all connected to the God force, to the creator of all, not the gods, those who have come here, like the Anunnaki, and those who have been seen as gods and worshipped as deities because they were highly evolved, and they had access to technology that the beings on the planet at that time didn't. It's a natural thing that we either worship or we demonize something. And that brings me to the next point. Is there a devil and are there demons? No. There are entities of all creation, and we'll see them in humans too, that carry thought patterns and the density of the collective fear or shortage or self-hatred and self-loathing. And some people are just vulnerable to that frequency, and they adopt the collective consciousness and they embody that. Hitler is one of those people. He was a product, an energetic product. Remember, this is just a vessel. This is an avatar. This is a robot we're using. What fuels it? Source, the part of us that is soul, our essence. And he was being fueled by the essence that was a match to a collective that believed that what he was doing is right. Nobody's going to be condemned, and nothing can take your free will from you, and nothing can control you. But there are entities, energy forms that can feed off of you, that can manipulate you. There are people around you at the moment that are manipulating you. And they've told themselves that what they're doing is right in their pursuit and their addiction to power. So wherever you are, if you're not experiencing and witnessing these things, and you don't see people in the form of demons or evil or bad or negative, that is a reflection of your state of being, the frequency that you are at most of the time. If there are people who are seeing those things, that is because they are still programmed to the belief that the world is made up of good and bad. There is no devil. There are beings that have been called to be demons. They look different to us. They exist in a different realm. And when you are in a state of fear, or in a state of bondage, or in a state of extreme addiction, then you can connect with them energetically, or sometimes even see them, because you match their frequency. They live on this planet. Some say underground. It's a different dimension. They're a different frequency. But now more people are starting to see them. Some can call them the reptilians. They are different beings. There are different humanoid species that have resemblance to other creatures, other species on our planet, like animals. But they have free will. They are not all bad. Why are you seeing them? Because they are trying to show you have the capacity to see now. You just don't know how to translate it, so you're translating it through fear. It's like a foreign language. You don't know it exists until people start speaking it around you, and then you feel afraid, because if you